What's going on, people? We are back for live Palace news, and I'm joined by Patrick here to discuss all the latest with Palace. As always, if you're watching it live, thank you. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace content. If you're watching on replay, let us know your thoughts on these transfer rumors as they happen in the comment section down below. Patrick, the window is open. It's time for real business. And you can see by the rumors as well, there's a lot to talk about. Wilfried Zaha to Barca, Ebiowei to leave. We've got rumors about potential championship players coming to Palace and other championship clubs wanting Palace youngsters. So look, this is going to be a jam-packed show. As always, if you have any questions, send them through. We'll be discussing them at the end of the show. As always, Patrick. You just said, "Oh, I'd like to be a Brentford fan right now."
All right. Before you make people in the chat get upset, I was in the group chat that we have, me, you, Stan, and T. I'll just say I like the way how they run their club. During the summer, they spent £43 million for 6 players. They've got a new stadium, paid for by the government, fine, and they got a really good manager. I mean, and they got results. This season they've already beaten United, City, Liverpool now, and they got a point against Chelsea. You can't be mad at the way they run things. My only point was, honestly, I don't want to be a Brentford fan. I'm joking.
I'm joking. I think people,
the way they run the team,
people are that serious in the chat. I don't think people will be that serious. They'll understand that you don't literally.
But I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed with how they do.
They're doing well. They're doing well. They're not doing as good as. Well, I was gonna say something, but it wouldn't make any sense. Should we start off with the rumors then? Should we start off?
Yeah, my least favorite part of January is going to start now with you and these rumors. So go ahead, please.
Exactly. And as we're talking about them, send us your thoughts as well. What you think about them, just whether you would like to see it happen or whether you think the chance of it happening is likely. Let's start off with Wilfried Zaha. So, according to the reports over in Spain, is that Crystal Palace star Zaha has reportedly emerged as a target for Barcelona on a free transfer as the winger enters the final months of his contract. Now, look, Patrick, there's the final bit. I think that we're going to see lots more of these rumors with Wilf because it is his final month of his contract. It is entering the period now where sooner rather than later, we'll most likely know what's going to happen with Wilf. But Wilf to Barcelona, free transfer this summer. You said that you're not as keen about it. You don't think it's likely to happen. Why do you think
let me say what I said. What I said was I don't really care at this point anymore. I mean, we're going to get a rumor about Wilf going to clubs from now until the 31st. Honestly, D, I don't think he's going to sign with us. He's definitely going to leave at this point for me. So if it's Barcelona, fine. I'm just not bothered anymore. Honestly, I can't be bothered with I can't. I think before we did one to Bayern Munich, right? We did with that earlier this season. We did Borussia Dortmund.
Also, comment from Tim here as well. Not sure what's funnier, Barca or Forest, because he was linked with Nottingham Forest as well a couple of weeks ago.
Listen, wherever he goes, I wish him the best. I hope it's in Europe. I don't just on a non-bias. I don't get the Barcelona link, and I'll tell you why. They currently have Ferran Torres. I heard that he might be the player that might. Right,
leave,
he might leave.
He might be
Memphis Depay is there, and he's going to leave. He's also a free agent in this season. But they've got like Ousmane Dembele. They've got some really good players. If he goes there, is he really going to play a lot? So why would you go there? Now, obviously, if you go to Barcelona, it's Barcelona. You're going to play a Champions League. You're going to get a chance to win La Liga. The cup. It's a massive club, so I get that part. But Wilfried, his point, is going to want to play. No, so to go to Barca. I'm not putting down Wilf. Is he going to really play at Barcelona? So that's my only thing. But wherever he goes,
Patrick, with majority of these realistic moves for him now, I'm not saying the Barcelona move is realistic, but if he wants to take that step up, where could Wilf potentially play? I think regardless of where he goes, if you join an elite side, we see elite players not starting for elite sides after bad
exactly.
He's going to take that risk. So it's not a case of just Barcelona, Bayern Munich. I'll take out Forest because that room is just more funny than anything. But even if he was to join the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, firstly, they can always replace him. And secondly, if he has bad run of form, there's other quality players to step up. So if Wilf decides to leave, he is taking a risk in terms of his career because if it goes wrong, it could be a bit difficult to go back to how it was before. He's got momentum going on. He's been playing at Palace consistently. And second of all, I think he should know that wherever he goes, he's not guaranteed any starting time. But I think if he was to leave, it shows his mentality. Even if he's not guaranteed, he's willing to take that step in his career. He's willing to fight for his spot. So,
but my point is, you got to, for him, go somewhere you're definitely going to play. That's my whole thing. Don't take the chance.
Let us know in the comment section as well. Can Wilf go somewhere where he's guaranteed to play? I don't think there is anywhere for him. I don't think there is one spot where he goes there and is guaranteed to play. Because if you're joining a bigger club, there's no guarantees. That's the reality. There isn't any guarantees. And that's
but there are better guarantees. There are better guarantees than Bayern Munich, PSG or Barcelona. Now, Barcelona, obviously, it makes sense for them. They don't want to spend a lot of money. He's a free transfer. He's got a big name in England. But for him at 30 years old, this is probably his last big contract. It's not probably. It will be his last big contract. He's going to be playing into his 30s. Do you go to Barcelona without the... And I'm telling you right now, Wilf is going to want to guarantee to play. Now, you're right. There are no guarantees in life, Dee. I get that. But there are better guarantees than Barcelona. That's my only point. So wherever he goes,
than Barcelona,
I don't know. Because honestly, I put no thought into it. I don't care where Wilf goes. I'm not honest with you. I don't care where he goes. I haven't thought about it.
I'd rather he just stays.
Of course I want him to stay. That's my point. So I haven't put any thought into him going. I haven't said, well, how about go to, say, Dortmund or go to Marseille. I haven't thought about it because I don't care. Or Napoli. I don't want him to leave. So if he goes, he goes. I have no problem, but I'm not going to spend my time thinking, okay, I think so-and-so's a better team than so-and-so. I'm not doing that. I just don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't care that much.
Yeah. Well, hopefully sooner rather than later, we find out what's actually happening.
Right.
It makes it easier for us.
Hopefully,
as well.
right.
But look, it's the start of the window. This is the first Zaha link. And I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about it again throughout this January window because he can talk to other clubs. So if he can talk to other clubs, of course, rumors are going to pop up. And we're going to be here discussing all of them. So, yeah. But look, let's move on to the next rumor. And that's on Malcolm Ebiowei. The youngster, according to Football London, it seems like he's poised to sign for Hull City with talks taking place in the next 48 hours. So this should be happening relatively soon. And that's according to the Championship side's vice chairman, Tan Kessler. So it seemed like the vice chairman for Hull City's come out and said that Ebiowei, the rumors are potentially true. He could be joining us. So, Patrick, you're not as keen on this one as well. And the reason for that, I believe, is because you're saying that we don't have enough depth as it is. But for me, I feel like Ebiowei is not getting any game time. Vieira clearly rated him in pre-season for him to be in the squad because the most logical thing would have been to loan him out in the summer. But he rated him to a certain extent. But clearly, he's not as good as Vieira thought he would be. And I feel like this would be a sensible move because I don't think we'll miss out on Ebiowei. Even if we have injuries, I don't think we'll reach a point where we have to rely on Ebiowei.
I'm not saying rely on him, but if he leaves, we have no cover for Olise or for Ayew. Let's just say, I'm going to give you the worst case there, right? Ayew gets injured, Olise's form drops off the map. Who do you play on the left side? Because that's where, on the right side, that's where Boy, let me just say, that's where Boy would play. Now, you're saying he has not played, but what he has done is the following. He has been on the bench for most of the season. He's had 3 sub appearances. He's played in the League Cup. He went on the preseason tour. He was here during the mid-season break. He's trained with this team all season. So we know what Vieira knows what he can do. If he was to go out on loan and we don't replace him, it doesn't make any sense. We already have no options off the bench, let's just say. I am not saying a boy right now is Michael Olise was last year. What I'm saying is to give us an option. There are no kids in the 21s that can come through. I follow them very well. You've got J.K. Gordon, who plays on the other side. He's right foot, plays on the left side, more as a striker. There's no one. The only person was Raksaki. He's not come back from loan from Charlton. So to give up on Ebiowei and send him out alone, which seems like it's going to get done, and not have a replacement means that we have a replacement lined up or we're being very stupid. I am going with the latter because we've done nothing good in transfer market since the summer. You cannot let the kid go out on loan who we just got and not replace him. So I don't understand it. It makes no sense. I don't think
it's as deep as that though, Patrick, because like you mentioned, all right, Olise, if he gets injured and Jordan Ayew out of form, there's other options. You can put Will through the middle, or you can start.
He plays on the right. It's on the right side. Like it's the right side. He's the left.
But Patrick, don't you think for his own development, is you're talking about Palace side of things, but we know Ebiowei is raw talent, and we know what he done in Derby. But of course, that's that word raw. I'm emphasizing on it because it's not polished yet. Don't you think it would make more sense for him to play at a higher level in the Championship?
No,
than sitting on Palace's bench.
Because right now, I want you to name one player we sent out on loan in the last 2 years that has come back and gone to our first team. Name one player.
Well,
right. You can't name him. I did on purpose. There isn't one. There is not one.
There's two ways.
There isn't one.
There's two ways of looking at it. The players that we've loaned out. You name me one player that we've loaned out that we've genuinely thought, oh, loan him out and you'll come back and you'll be that first team player. Like we haven't really loaned out players like that. Apart from Raksaki recently, which we're going to see and find out. But majority of our players
we've loaned out Street 2 seasons in a row. We've loaned out.
But okay, all right. Let me just say this. So the players that you list, Rob Street.
Right.
I'll be honest. I didn't think he'll make it first team football.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what.
Right.
So the players that we've loaned out, I hear what you're trying to say, but the players that we've loaned out, I feel like we've loaned them out for the sake of them finding their futures elsewhere as well and having a different role. I don't think we genuinely believed in them. Whereas Ebiowei, we brought him in as a youngster. Clearly, he's one for the future for the first team. Whereas the others, they come from the academy and they've been loaned out basically for other clubs to see how they are at different levels. I don't think they've really had a future at Palace.
What's the difference between Olise and Ebiowei? What's the difference between them besides 1 year in age? What's the difference between those two players? We got them from the championship side.
Olise is much better than Ebiowei, and Ebiowei was playing that struggling Derby side, just struggling on all types of levels, and he hasn't had as much. I'm pretty sure Ebiowei hasn't played as many games as Olise has in his professional career because Ebiowei came onto the scene just relatively new. It was only like last season at Derby, wasn't it?
So why not leave him here to learn from Olise and see what Olise has done and learn from here? Why send him out?
There's so much you can learn, though. There's only so much you can learn. The most important thing is that even when it comes to like player fitnesses, the most important thing is to actually go out there and play. And if Ebiowei is not playing at Palace, like he's already had this learning phase. He's been at Palace for a few like 6 months now.
Then replace him. We have no replacement.
I don't know.
We're gonna start having three goalkeepers on the bench.
I'll be happy if he was to go out on loan. Patrick
with no replacement. With no replacement.
Tim says, I'm hoping Raksaki comes back firing. Definitely not keen on him going Barnsley. We'll be talking about that rumor in just a bit. Yeah, Raksaki, look, it would have been good if Ebiowei went out, Raksaki came back in, but then Raksaki is also doing well as well. So, look, I would learn out Ebiowei. I think we'll manage to cope with him without him anyways. Unless things go against us totally, then that's fair enough. But
yeah, it never happens, right? We never have bad things happen to us.
For Ebiowei's future, I think it's a risk that we should be willing to take.
Only if we replace him with somebody else. From that standpoint, I agree.
Yeah, but then, all right, so Patrick, so nothing happens. So nothing. Right. So let's say everyone stays as it is. Ayu's fit, Elite is fit, and then what happened with Ebiowei? We just wasted a year.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? What is your issue with players like Ward playing a lot, Klein playing a lot, Schlupp playing a lot? Are you? It's because they have no replacements. Is that correct? Or no one to
they're not good enough. Simply,
right, exactly. Okay.
So what? Achieve top 10, and we're trying to achieve top 10. So
right. And my issue is that we play them a lot because we have nobody to push them and no one to replace them. So let's just say Olise has a bad run in form. What do we do as an option?
Well, okay, so let me ask you this. Do you realistically think that if Olise has a bad run of form, that Ebiowei is going to be next in line? I don't think so.
I think it's better than putting Jeff Schlupp out there.
Right. So based on
we all know that's going to be the option, right?
It seems like he's going out, and I think that's due to Vieira just not seeing enough of him. I don't think even if Olise goes in a bad run of form, I don't think Ebiowei would be the answer. Maybe if you ask me in the summer, and maybe
I'm not saying
ask me in the summer, that might be the case. But
I'm not saying
as the season went on, he clearly hasn't.
I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm just saying that at least I want him to be around the squad to kind of, even if it doesn't really push Olise, it's a safety blanket. To not have anybody, to me, it's madness. We can't send out players when we're not signing anybody. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. It's driving me nuts thinking about the idea sending out a young player when we have not even a kid in the academy. Say, okay, J.K. Gordon, also rumored to be going out on loan. Let's say he goes out on loan too. What are we doing to ourselves? Why are we making us a weak squad?
I understand what we're doing. It's risky. It is risky, but
it's a massive risk.
Well, look. Difference of opinions. Let us know what you guys think about Ebiowei going out on loan. Patrick, not really a fan of it due to depth issues.
No, I'm not a fan.
I don't think he's going to play it anyway. So even if players are out of form, I don't think Ebiowei will be the next in line. So that's how I see it as well.
Oh, look at this.
Malcolm should be in the first team from the video clips I've seen.
Exactly. There you go. So at least in the squad.
Exactly. And Jordan plays right wing. Yeah. So it's Jordan and
he does.
Yeah. Elise. And I think it's very. I mean, we have to be extremely unlucky for both of them to be out.
But D, even if one is out, right? One's out, and let's say
but then we can survive with the other one for 6 months.
What if he's not playing well, and then we need to make a sub? We don't have anybody come off the bench. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We have no options. There's no options. You always complain about the lack of squad depth. You want to send that kid that provides even minimal squad depth out on loan? How does that make sense to you? Make it make sense. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. It doesn't make any sense to me. Make it make sense. How is sending out a player who don't replace out on loan? We have no one to replace him. I don't understand how that makes us weaker, not stronger.
It's a risk. It's a risk that I'm willing to take. It's a risk that I'm willing.
Wow. Okay. You don't rate him, do you? You don't really rate him, though, do you? You don't.
I do rate him
at this moment now, though.
I do rate him. It doesn't mean I don't rate him. I'm just saying. But look, let's move on to the next rumor. Otherwise, we'll be talking about Ebiowei for forever and say the same thing. But the next rumor is according to the Mail Online, and that's Crystal Palace, Everton, and Southampton are monitoring the Championship top scorer Chuba Akpom as they seek additional firepower in January. Look, Championship top scorer Patrick. Have you seen him play as of lately? And is a striker what we need right now?
We need bodies. So wasn't Akpom at Arsenal?
Arsenal, yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around for a while. I mean, listen, he's 27. He's the top scorer in the league. I don't know why, in God's name, Borough would decide to sell him when they're trying to get promotion. But that's why I don't like transfer rumors. I don't see any reason for Borough to sell him at this point. Unless they get a ridiculous amount of money for him, which we won't do.
What if it's like 20-25 million?
Well, the thing I'm looking at now, he's rated at 2.6 million market value. I don't know what this app
does. That doesn't ignore that. They ignore that.
So you're saying from 2.6 to 25 million? What are they saying? How much are they saying for? I don't even know.
It doesn't say. It just says that we're monitoring. It's at a monitoring stage. It's not like we're going to go buy him and just monitoring.
I wouldn't be against it, D. Honestly, I haven't followed him in a few. I mean, I remember him when he was very, very young, when he was at Chelsea. I mean, at Arsenal, and out of the academy, played a few games at Arsenal. Then he sent him out on loan to a bunch of teams, but then they finally sold him. But honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't be against it. I just don't think. I think one of those rumors that comes 27?
Out. You said it's 27.
Yeah, 27, bro.
Do you think his experience, when we're talking about this Palace side, do you think we might be linked with more experienced players like Akpom? Is that potential as well, based on what we've seen so far this season? Look, at times we have needed experience, but for me, even though the Championship top goal scorer, our plan is to buy young players and build them into their careers. He seemed like he's at the peak of his career, but maybe he might be good for a goal scorer because we've said that we needed strikers before. But as you said, he's in the Championship. They could potentially get promoted. He could be playing in the Premier League in about 6 months' time. So Borough won't sell him unless it's very good money. I just don't see how right now we'll get him. And with our budget, which it doesn't sound like it's a lot.
Right. Is that priority?
I don't think we'll be willing to splash out on a striker right now. I feel like there's other positions that we need to improve on. It would be nice if it was a good fee, but then when you look at the likes of Everton, Southampton, and us, there's competition there in terms of clubs. So I'm pretty sure
they're more desperate than we are right now.
I think Southampton need him more than we do. I mean,
they really do.
As well.
100%.
So it won't be easier for us. But interesting that we're still monitoring the striker. Championship's top goal scorer. We've to be fair, in the Championship, we've done our thing. Now, every time we bought a player from the Championship.
But normally younger players, though. But you're right. He's a little older.
Yeah, younger players. We haven't really gone for the experienced Championship players.
Right.
Colin says Arsenal academy player, another youngster. I feel like we need more experience in the team. Tim saying we should be monitoring literally everybody who's half decent in the Championship. Doesn't mean we'll buy though.
That's a good point.
Luke saying I'll go for Sarr this January.
I'm guessing Luke watched the game this morning against Norwich because he was very good today, right? I'm guessing that's what he's basing it on. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
Terry says Edward isn't up to it. The new Benteke too soft with no lung.
Be careful, man.
I think that's a bit harsh.
Edward fan, be careful.
I mean that's a bit harsh. Look,
let me
scored goals this season. He's scored goals this season.
So I'm not renting a room. Unfortunately, my internet, it wasn't great in the other room. So I decided to move to my wife's office to do this show today. So thank you, Thunder Road, for being so whatever the word is.
Observant.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
it's clocked.
Thank
It's
you,
clocked. It's fairly obvious. You just got like one flag rather than the 500 flags that you have in the room. For those who do watch it often, back of the nest, they'll straight away know that there's something up with Patrick's setup.
This is a nicer room, by the way.
Yeah.
Very much
by the way, if you guys haven't already done so, me and Patrick, we've done a match preview as well. After this, not yet. After this, go make sure to check that out as well. We talk about the Tottenham game, which is fascinating. I know there's an opposition preview coming out tomorrow as well for the Tottenham game, which is another very interesting opposition preview. I don't want to spoil it, but
spoiler alert. Come on, say it.
According to it, we have a very good chance. Let's just say that, but yeah, make sure to check them out after this as well. Colin says, understand right back and centre mid is our priority.
I agree, Colin. 100%. Has to be.
So I saw something about having a budget. We have a budget, and the budget is not just for this window, it's for January and the summer window.
Wow.
That brings an interesting conversation, because we know in January plays are more expensive in general, the January window. So do you think we're in a sticky dilemma right now? We need signings as of right now, but we know that they'll be more expensive. But in the summer, it most likely suit us better. How do you think the club should approach it? Because I agree with Colin, right back and centre mid should probably be priority. But then if you can get that right back and centre mid in the summer for £10 million less, is it worth doing it now in the summer? It's difficult. It's not easy, straightforward answer. What do you think, Patrick?
You have to look at it from my standpoint. You have to look at what we need now. And Colin's right. I agree. It's definitely a right back and a centre midfield, and possibly a left back to help out, or just to kind of solidify Tyreek. But if you're looking at both windows, we're going to lose obviously Tompkins. I'm guessing in the summer. MacArthur. MacArthur on the extension, right? Like Luca. Gyro probably would leave. I'm guessing he's not going to play. We recently signed Ayew. Will's probably going to leave. So there's going to be 4 or 5 players leaving. So if you're going to say to yourself, okay, let's buy those players now in January, which is a tougher window to buy, it might make sense to combine the windows. But I'm just worried that, I'm with Colin, man. Can we just focus on what we need right now? Let's just get through this season. Can we just focus on a right back option and a center midfielder, whether that's and if it's going to be loans, just loan the players and then focus on summer spending. But we have to look at the fact that our squad depth is not great. We definitely need to add a midfielder that can push Jeffrey Schlupp and hopefully play with Decore. And we need to get a right back. So because again, you keep them. I have no issue with Klein and Wardy, but if you want to get a new right back, it's Wan-Bissaka. Get them in early in this window and let them play, and let's see what we can do for the season. Again, we're going to end up mid-table anyway.
Let's just say this. I think the centre mid is a priority. We urgently need that. Right back, as much as I want a right back, I can wait till the summer. I can. But centre mid, that's the one position that we just need. We just have one centre mid in terms of in Decore. Like Eze.
Then D, I would say then left back too. Then because I don't mind Ward playing there, but I'd like to have a left back there that can really back up.
You still got the Adam Rowe. Adam Roller can still. I don't think that. If we're talking about straight priorities, I think centre mid. We just literally don't.
Oh no, that's the number one. Not even close. But after that, I'd rather have a left back backup than a right back option. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather stay with the right backs that we have and get a left back. So
look, it's an interesting thought, anyways. Whether you overpay now or you wait till the summer, like, do we desperately need players and what positions do we need? I think it's an interesting conversation. But look,
can we hire him as a hype man from the road? He's excellent.
On the road, exactly.
Man, he's brilliant, man.
We actually need moderators. Maybe Van der Rot can be the first ever moderator for Back of the Nest. You never know.
That'd be great.
You never know. Let's talk about the final rumor. Then we'll come back to all your comments. Don't worry, we're not going to be ignoring them. We've got according to the 72, Barnsley are eyeing a double raid on Premier League side Palace. Young striker Luke Plange, and Raksaki, who are on loan with Luke Plange at Molenbeek and Raksaki at Charlton Athletic. Now, let's start off with the Plange side of things. Plange leaving that club that he's in right now. I don't know how he's doing. I'll be totally honest, because
they're second in the second division in Belgium.
But how is Plange doing? I wonder. No one. Do you know?
I can look it up. Well, keep talking. I'll look
you
it up.
can look it up, exactly. But the fact that we both don't know pretty much says about that league in general. It's not the most competitive league, so it's harder to find out. But Plange coming back to England and playing in the Championship for Barnsley, I would actually prefer that. I prefer that. It helps his development here. You're saying no once again. We'll be talking.
No, you just hate the whole Texter Molenbeek angle. You submit that. Just say that. You just hate it. Just say that first, and then say next comment.
No, it's not the Texter Molenbeek angle. It's the Molenbeek angle. I would rather our players play at the highest level because that will help their development even more.
Barnsley, highest level. Barnsley
playing for Barnsley is a higher level than playing for Molenbeek. Don't even, Patrick. Let's not even debate this. Playing for Barnsley is a higher level than Molenbeek.
Barnsley.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't just say like Burnley with the top of the league or Sheffield United. You said Barnsley.
Okay, but wait, hold up. You know Barnsley are doing well.
They're not Sheffield United, and they're not Burnley. Look it up. They're not Burnley.
I can look up Barnsley, but I thought they were doing well. Yeah, they're sixth in Football League One. So League One,
and they lost today. They lost today to Bolton 3-0. And right, and they're League One side. So he did that last year. He did Championship level. He could have stayed at Derby and played against the likes of Barnsley. So why would you want to do that? But anyway, sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Keep going with your anti-Molenbeek thing, and I'll jump in.
It's not anti-Molenbeek. It's just
it really is.
It really is. Know. Now, if I ask you about Raksaki, which is another player that's been rumored with this move, which
League One in Charlton and scored a goal yesterday.
It makes no sense. I would rather he stay at Charlton than move to a League One club, Barnsley. It doesn't make any sense. Luke Plange is an actual conversation. We know what Raksak is doing because he's playing half decent level and
local.
Is local as well. Whereas Plange, like, God knows what's going on. Is he even playing? Like, no one knows. At Barnsley, it'll be easier to monitor. So for you, Patrick, I said my piece. I said that I'd rather Raksaki, he can stay. I don't think he has to come back to go Barnsley. It makes no sense for me. But Plange, I think it's a real good conversation to have. And let us know as well in the comment section what you guys think. So, but go ahead, Patrick. What do you think about this rumor about Barnsley wanting two of our youngsters?
I didn't have a problem with Plange going to Molenbeek because of the Texas thing. I think it helps us develop a relationship with them. I know O'Brien's playing a lot more. I looked it up. O'Brien's playing a lot more than Plange. Plange has like 3 goals. Right now, Molenbeek is tied for second in that division, trying to get promoted to the first division in Belgium. They're having a really good season. It's just they have that to me. Okay, hi. I would say honestly, it's about the same as League One. It's not Championship. I agree. Championship's better. I would say that second division in Belgium is about the same as League One. So is he going to benefit from that? Now, does he want to come home? Maybe is he homesick? If that's the point, he wants to go back to England, then I have no problem with that. Listen, they can bring him back. Raksaki, for me, don't move him. He's playing well at Charlton, playing very well at Charlton. He's local. We can monitor him. He's probably living at home. Why move him? He's under a manager. Well, actually, they got rid of the manager at Charlton. So he has a new manager, but he's still playing. So I would not move Raksaki. If you want to bring Plange back and have him go to Barnsley, and he wants to do it remember, the players don't want to have to do it. You don't want to just say to a kid, you're going to Barnsley. If he's happy at Molenbeek and he's not playing a lot, leave him there. Let's come back to England and play. I have no problem. But I would definitely not move Raksaki. Leave him at Charlton for the rest of the season. And then from there, if it's next season, move him up a level, Championship level, great. But right now, I would not move Raksaki. He's having a really good season. Charlton fans love him. The manager who was there before was a former Palace assistant manager, Ben Garner, who was fired. But he was playing really well under Garner. He's still scoring. He scored a great goal on, was it Sunday? Or was it? Yeah, Sunday. He scored a great goal. Yesterday, I saw it. So don't move Raksaki. But if Plange wants to come back to England, no problem. I don't really care.
Yeah, I think Plange is the real conversation here. I think Raksaki, you don't move him. It's Barnsley, not a club where you take him out of Charlton where he's flourishing and bring him to Barnsley. It's not really an upgrade, is it? It doesn't make any sense. It's more risky. It's not the risk worth taking. So yeah, for me that doesn't.
But Dee, just one thing I noticed about what we've done this season, and I've liked, if we sent a player out like a long distance, we sent 2 players. We have 2 players playing in Scotland for Queen's Park in the Championship of Scotland. It's Boateng.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
And we sent 2 players to Molenbeek. And I think it helps them kind of assimilate and have a friend there. So from that standpoint, I like doing it that way. But again, I'm with you, bro. If he wants to come back and not playing, bring him back. But honestly, Molenbeek is trying to get to the first division. He was playing a little bit in the beginning. He scored about 3-4 goals earlier than I don't know if he got injured. He might be injured, by the way. I don't even know. You're right. Information is kind of hard to get on Molenbeek, but I got no problem with him staying there. But if it works out better for Barnsley, who are not, some great side as you tried to break out before, but anyway, that's fine. Bring him back.
Yeah, look, let's see what happens with that. They clearly want our youngsters, but whether we want to give our youngsters to them and whether our youngsters want to go to them, that's a whole different question.
Yeah.
Look, let's run through some questions and some thoughts before we wrap up the show. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button. It takes a second of your time, helps us out massively. Make sure to share it as well. Let's go through some comments. Palace is signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka's 2-5. Fan of it finally, Patrick?
Have you seen him play lately for United?
You don't have to tell me.
He's played really well. He's played really well. So why would they let him go out on loan now after he's finally gotten playing decently? Why would he let him go?
Because
it makes no sense. And if they get a replacement,
I don't get it. Option, and
no,
he is. They can strengthen in better quality there than Wan-Bissaka. As good as he's playing,
I just said that if they get a replacement, but if they don't, he's not leaving right now. If they get a replacement, let me tell you something about that manager. That manager at Man United makes players better. He's proven it in like 6 months. He's making every player except for Ronaldo better, and Ronaldo had to leave. So if I was one person, I'd stay there and become a better player. But again, if he's not going to play and he wants to come back, let him come back. I don't care about Wan-Bissaka. It's not it's not a priority for me in my life. It's just not. So whatever. It's just not. Right back is not a priority. And that kid in particular, he comes back, 5 doesn't come back. I don't care that much about Wan-Bissaka. You guys all have this whole thing with Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, if he comes back and if he smashes it, then you'll trust me. Then you'll.
How does the right back smash it? Define that for me, bro.
Yeah, he does. You can be way better. You can be much better defensively, solid, and also
so clean sheets,
well.
Clean sheets, right?
And
clean sheets, right? It's one thing, and what else?
Clean sheets and assists.
Okay.
And attacking contribution.
That's fair.
But look, I'll happily take Wan-Bissaka. Let us know.
I know you would. You're a fanboy.
It's not being a fanboy. I was sitting here.
I'm joking. You're a big fan. You're a big fan. I always have been.
But there's a reason why. Because everyone was doubting him. Everyone was doubting him based on what's happened under Oli and him not playing that much game time. Rashford was bad. Look at Rashford now. Wan-Bissaka. It doesn't mean Wan-Bissaka.
I just said he makes players better. That's a great manager. I just said he makes players better.
But that's what I was saying all along. I was like, just because Wan-Bissaka struggled at
Man United. So my point is, now that you're better, why would you go to Palace? Now that you're better, why would you not stay there and get like medals?
He's not guaranteed to play it. Like he's playing now, but he's not guaranteed once players come back from injuries.
Fair enough.
Which is another reason.
I'd stay if I was him.
Yeah. H says if we don't buy in January, it just sets us up for a boring end to the season, but a very massive window in the summer. I think that's fair. That's fair. That's the question. Are we willing to sacrifice the rest of the season, a boring end to the season, inconsistent season, so we can get better value in the summer? Now, some people would prefer to buy in January, buy right now, because first of all, in the summer, we don't know what clubs might be interested in these players, and maybe these players, their form might get worse during that span of time. They might get injuries. You don't know what could happen from here to the summer. Right. So there's pros and cons to it, but I think this pretty much sums it up. It could be a boring end to the season if we don't buy many players, but then we could get a very massive summer window as well if you save up that money. Looney says, spread the cost and combine the windows. Buy some now and few in the summer. Otherwise, we'll fall too far behind.
Great.
Luke says, Spence from Spurs, I would go for. Spence came off the bench for like 2 minutes. That was like his highlight of Spurs' career so far. I'll still go for Judge Spence. I don't know what's going on with Conte and him not rating him. Colin says we have players incapable of scoring. Decore needs help. Right back needs upgrading. Left back needs cover. If Teo won't get a chance. Tim says Gallagher isn't doing well at Chelsea. Just saying.
Here we go.
There's actually a little report because there wasn't anything official or reliable. I didn't mention it, but potentially, don't sleep on it. That's what I have to say.
All right, do me a favor. Okay, so can we do one show where we don't mention the 3 things? Zaha leaving, boring. Wan-Bissaka coming back, boring, and Gallagher coming back. It's just boring. It's the same thing.
Apart from Zaha leaving, Gallagher coming back, Wan-Bissaka coming back. That is extremely exciting, not boring in my eyes.
Oh yeah, and it's the same thing. Said same thing in the last window. How'd that work out?
Well, exactly, it didn't work out, but you have to keep trying.
We have to move on. It's time to move on. We have to move on.
Yeah, when he comes back, we'll have this conversation. Don't worry, I'll be clipping up all these moments.
We will.
Sulak says great forum, bring back Conor Gallagher.
There we go. Thank you, Sulak. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Colin says the fact Planche, Raksaki, etc. going out on loan going out loan, I'd hope that these players are close to first opportunity very soon.
100% agree with that.
Well, Plange, I'm not too sure. Raksaki, I think he is. I think he is, but I don't know what's going to happen with this situation. It's quite interesting. I won't be surprised if he goes back out on loan in the summer. Dan says Stewart is a must. Spence, that young PSG left back and a midfielder, please. Looney says Plange, Raksaki, Adam Roller, Phillips, Gordon for me are all crucial to the future of the club and clearly have what it takes to progress the club after they have developed some more. Daniel says, how does a right back smash it? Clean sheets, assists, etc. Yeah, that's what I said. Attacking contribution, clean sheets, just being better. Basically, just improving your right back. You know, having a modern right back. I think Wan-Bissaka, as we've seen, Patrick, lately, he can still do it going forward.
Like, let me tell you something. I want him to come back, right? But if he's not perfect, you're gonna hear from me every single post, every single game we do a stream after or a show. I'm gonna say, oh, how was he today? Because you're acting like he's like the best.
But that's so harsh.
That's what you're doing. No, that's what you're doing. No, that's what you're setting up to be. You're setting up to be like he can be the best right back in the history of great.
I could do the same. I could do the same with the. Well, I have done the same with the likes of JP. I've said, you know.
Oh wait. By the way, do you know how many goals did Edouard score? 2022. Do you know how many goals he scored?
Why did I mention JP?
You brought it up. How many did he score?
What, Edouard? What?
He scored a whole calendar year last year. Take a guess.
Oh, that don't matter. Different seasons. There's 2 seasons. I know what you're trying to say. JP had his run of form in early January 2022.
Right.
So that
JP scored 7. Edouard scored 6. So
okay, how many goals has JP scored in the last 6 months? We're talking about recent.
I didn't ask you that question. I said to you in the last calendar year, it just ended. No, you're putting down JP again, which is very boring. Even the audience is boring.
I'm just giving you the realistic.
You're picking up Edouard. He had 6 goals. Congratulations. That's brilliant. I hope he has 6 more in the next
well, that probably is 6 more than JP does. So
he didn't do it last year. He didn't beat him last year. So hopefully he'll beat him out at some point.
2-3 months.
It doesn't matter. It still counts. Was that part of the season or no? Still counted. Still counting.
Yeah, part of last season. If we're talking about this season, Edouard's doing his thing. So that's that's how it is. That's how it is. Looney saying
what this year? He had what, 3 goals this season?
What was that?
3? How many does he have this year? 3?
Who, Edouard?
Yeah.
Probably 3 more times than JP does.
No, JP scored a goal. I mean, JP does have 8 goals.
Oh yeah, he scored a goal. When did he score a goal?
Against Villa, right?
Yeah, it's such a rarity.
The cross from Mitchell.
Good
goal though. Decent goal.
It's so rare. But he did.
Let's move on. Let's go back to Aaron's comment, please.
Yeah, Aaron. Watch Adam Rowland.
Aaron,
what on tour before Christmas? Seeing him play live, I can say it further confirms for me. Adam Roller has what it takes and is borderline ready. Yeah, that's interesting, Patrick. Because we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up the show in just a second. But you said that he isn't performing as great for the youth level.
For the 21, right? He's okay, but he hasn't played. Like, I expect him to take a step up. You know, another year in the 21s. Went out on loan for a little bit, even though it didn't work out. I thought he'd be at a high level. He's still very young. He's 18 years old, so it's not like I said that he's got a long way to develop. But I think that the gap between him and Mitchell is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. You know what I mean? So, and it has to be because he's not getting on the bench even for the first team. I think he got on the bench maybe once this season. So I mean, I'm sure Vieira must agree with that. But let's see what happens. Hope Aaron's right. I really do. I hope he has what it takes.
Yeah, I have faith in him in the long run, especially. I'd like to see Adam Roller sooner rather than later, but
I agree.
It doesn't think he's ready yet. Terry says
Terry B. Yeah, thank you, Terry. Agree.
And then he says send Eddie back to the pub league. So this is Patrick. So when Patrick is swinging on the chair,
burner account.
Patrick has his phone in his hands, and his burner account is Terry B.
That's my burner account, Terry B. Yeah, it's right.
Look, the phone is in his hands. It makes sense. You can just sit on live, Patrick. You don't have to say comments like we're here. Sorry if I pronounce the name wrong.
No, seriously, I'm only joking. Listen, it's not. Listen, if you don't know to watch the show, me and D go back and forth. I like Edouard. It's that when he goes over the top against JP, I have to defend JP. I have no. I like Edouard a lot. I'm not trying to say JP's better because he's not clearly, but I don't like when D just dismisses him out of hand. It's embarrassing. But I have no problem with Edouard. It's just a running joke between me and D. Do not take it seriously, guys. It's not serious. It's just not.
I like JP as much as Patrick loves Edouard.
No, that's not even true. That's not true.
I do.
That's not true.
I do.
No,
I
you
do.
don't. No, you don't.
I do. I just say what I think, innit? I just say what I think is happening in our current moment of time. Edouard is injured. Yeah, Well, he came on.
He was before the break. I know that. It was before the break.
Yeah, he was.
Is he injured again?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think he's talking about before the break.
No, okay.
But look, good show, Patrick. We spoke about quite a bit. Spoke about Wolf, as we always do when we do 90% of the live.
Wolf leaving. Wow,
news.
what a shock.
But look, it's a busy month. It's going to be a busy month for us. We're going to be here trying to do these as much as we can. Of course, I don't think Patrick will be. It doesn't really enjoy these as much, but maybe changes his mind. Maybe he comes on more often than not. But it's going to be a long, long month, full of games, full of Palace content, full of news, full of rumors, and hopefully full of signings, whether it's on loan or permanent. I'll take whatever at this current moment of time. If you have enjoyed this, take a second of your time. Please smash the like button and share it with your friends. We will be back tomorrow, 100% for the opposition preview. We'll see what happens during the day. We might be back for live Palace news as well if there's other reports coming out. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to hit the subscribe button to not miss out on future Palace content. That's it from me and Patrick. And until next time, up the Palace.
Eagles.